Hotep, I am that I am. Some call me Heru, your modern monkey cannabis fitness strategist. Back at it again. Here for you. Here with you. With episode 49. Yes, that's number episode 49. Quarantine. 49. Quarantine. Now, those of you who's been following me a little bit, those of you who's been following me on Instagram can go check out the quarantine mindset that I talked a little bit in the video, my last Instagram few posts recently. And I just was talking about the quarantine mindset. So this particular episode, we're going to go a little deeper within the quarantine mindset. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. I'd like to give a shout out. Much love to you. Respect, happiness, all that. All positive energy going your way right now. Feel it. This is love coming from your modern monk, the host. Stepping up the game, the cannabis fitness strategist. Back at it again, live here for you. Ready with you. Bout it. As they say, stay ready. Stay ready. That's the mindset. You are the gym and you stay ready. You feel me? Do some hiking. Do some walking. Get out there. Get outside. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy life a little bit. Don't be feeling like you got to be quarantined. Within your whole perspective. So like I said, if you haven't subscribe now. I hope. What's taking you so long? Go ahead and tell a friend, tell a fellow friend, tell a fellow girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it may be. Tell them about this podcast, 411 Calisthenic Lifestyle Podcast. This brother over here dropping jewels. Finding an open opportunity, communicating this opportunity, communicating this knowledge, the quarantine mindset. What is this quarantine? Who came up with this phrase in the 17th century? The quarantine. Coronavirus, the quarantine. A state, a period, a place, or place of isolation in which people or animals that have arrived from elsewhere or been exposed to infectious, contagious disease are placed. Impose isolation on a person, an animal, or a place. Put in quarantine. Now, people, you know I love you, right? You know I love you. You know I love you. You feel me? Now, if you're not understanding this, you can always hit me up on yourthegym@gmail.com or just give me a call, 206-659-6382, or you can text me, shoot me out. Hey, I'm interested in buying 30 of your t-shirts. Or I'm interested in yada, yada, yada. Look, we have these quarantine mindsets, and I love this word quarantine to an extent because it actually make you think more on a political scam. That's basically what comes to mind when I look at the coronavirus quarantine sign, right? A quarantine is a restriction on the movement of people and goods, which is intended to prevent the spread of disease or pests. It is often used in connection to disease and illness, preventing the movement of those who may have been exposed to communicable disease, but do not have confirmed medical diagnosis. Now, you don't need a diagnosis when you act within a system that you know your values are totally against. That's the thing. Think about this. Your values, your morals, you're intertwined within you. don't even really see this as a moving forward type of scenario. Hence suicide. Hence insecurities. Hence, oh my. Quarantine. A quarantine mindset. Look, I mentioned this before. You don't have to tell sheep they're around lions. You feel me? Lions know their sheep all around them. So they're going to be having a heyday. But if a sheep had some brilliance, and I think a sheep is pretty intelligent for a sheep, knows when meat eater is close. Therefore, quarantine mindset, quarantine physically, mentally, spiritually, all the quarantines around the quarantine has been developed around you. And then the coolest thing is they got you inside your home. How evil is that? Huh? How evil is that? Your home supposed to be your sanctuary, right? Some cases, your home supposed to be your heaven. But why not develop that heaven outside of that particular world of influences within that home or house, or how your adobe, wherever you're staying, wherever you're laying, wherever you stay is your home. But what I'm saying on the physical element, the mortgage. They are stopping you from every element. Think about it. The store shut down. Where we going to go eat? Quarantine. A quarantine mindset. You have the ability of freedom to fitness. Look, you have freedom to be fit. Think about this. You have the freedom to be fit, but you don't even want to use that. It's kind of like the library. The library have every book you need to become a degree certified highest level anything on the planet you want at the library, right? But it's free. And it seemed like all the things we ask for, all the things that we truly need is free, but we don't want them. Uh-oh. Quarantined. A quarantine mindset. They were quarantined. Yeah, it's known as coronavirus. It's known as the terrorist attacks. The terrorists. Huh? Y'all know who I'm talking about, and y'all get what I'm saying. The connection is there. The same crooks who did that 9/11 trick on you did the same trick here with the Vegas, the coronavirus, or the COVID-19. Yeah, the COVID-19 has been invading, and we had to quarantine the whole city. Look, we was talking about an article. They was trying to quarantine 1.9 million. I think it was like 1.9 million people in a county. I think it was in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Texas or some city, state. Yeah, some state that you really don't hear too much news about. But they had 1.9 million people there. Something like that. Forgive me on the number, but I know it was over 1 million. But they got us quarantined. They got us quarantine mindset. And you know where it all started. It started off right in that doctor's office. Started with that doctor's office. Quarantining us. Separating us from our families. Wow, how deep is that? Quarantine. This has been worked for a long time. Hence, the slave system of the late 1800s, as early as 2020. I like to say this again. For those folks who really want to experience a form of racism, the coronavirus is showing that, literally. How people respond to you, literally. That's like just a little pinch of what racism is about, especially for Black America. When you really put it in a perspective, the quarantine mindset. How many of us want to stay in the quarantine mindset? It's kind of awes me. Yeah, like literally awes me when I'm like, how are we producing people who don't really seem like you really don't care for yourself, for your fellow man, because it's like we are sold on your local news. We are sold on these so-called Fox networks and the CBNBCs. We're literally sold on them. And we know this for years. This is the crazy thing. For years, they've been lying to us. And it's kind of interesting. I don't even listen to the news, right? I don't get caught up in all that stuff. I just never could get into it because it's like a lot of the stuff they're starting to admit they were wrong, people. Can y'all please hear me? This is from the heart. They're admitting all the stuff we've been taught. Literally. Throw it out the door. It's no good. And it's really showing and showing and showing and showing as we keep moving through the quarantine mindset. Yes, we're full of quarantines. I'm surprised a lot of our name ain't Q. Q for quarantine? Yeah, just call me Corn. Corey. The quarantine. How many of us are stopping our fellow man, our fellow woman, for not wearing a mask? How many times you get that one? Oh, you can't come over to my house because of this and that. I got old people and this and that. I'm thinking to myself, this is so bad. We don't have no... Look, there's really no evidence, folks. We ain't seeing no evidence. Look, we got the highest bidders who actually play for Hollywood. All these people play for Hollywood, right? Hollywood is paying them. That's why they're playing their part. NBC, ABC, CNN, all of them are in the bed with each other, right? They all kicking it with each other. What news are you talking about here in this hour? What can we do over here? How can we set this one up? Now you got Bill O'Reilly talk about this particular situation, causing all these lies, these tales. But like my young brother said, he said, look at the news as if they were rumors. Now, when you look at it on that approach, then you can start questioning the whole situation. Why create this story? Why this story? Why these certain people like Kanye West? So I'm going to lie and say, you're going to run for president. Look, people, these tricks of the trade has been done. You know who was really good at this type of stuff? His name was Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson. He was one of the best. Pull a prank on your butt in a minute and come out with a cold album, right? All the trades. Everything has been done. We're just not focusing. We're caught up in our own pharmaceuticals. We're caught up in our own powders and ointments and herbs we got. It's kind of interesting too. The universe really shows you evidence of the power of what you can truly become. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you study like herbs. And I'm a type of brother where it comes a point in your knowledge level where it's like you make things new, create things new, add value, right? Add value to what's already given. right? Because everybody's regurgitating everything. This is what we're noticing. But then when it comes out with some more evidence that we can build upon what we've been talking about when it comes to like meditation, the forms of meditation to elevate your energy to the higher levels, right? And that may be just how you're speaking more. You speak in power into people. You feel me? Your power is there. It's in your heart, right there. I'm pointing to you right now. Your power is there. You just got to move it more methodically. You got to use it more methodically. You got to use it and put it to effect. Put it to some type of other energy. You feel what I'm saying? Elevate other energy. That's what we're supposed to do. And people, believe it or not, they watching me all the time at this job. I get indicators that people are watching, especially when you're affecting people. You know, they see me running around that job. You know, not saying I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I enjoy what I do because I'm able to interact with people. You feel me? That's probably why I kind of stuck with retail too, because I can actually be with the people. You just feel a little more connected with the people. Obviously, we can see how the uneducated people has become, because we have gotten as a whole culture, we have got more ignorant. Literally, we have got more ignorant to every facet of life. That's what's crazy. And then we're wondering why our children are doing the things that they're doing. Look at their examples. At least when I was growing up, we had the Michael Jordan. We had a few different iconic people. You feel me? And it wasn't a lot that they did outside of those particular characters, right? Till we got up older now, until we got older, and then the things were starting to reveal, you know, because the social media is not, you know, the social media obviously wasn't there during my generation. But at the same time, when you look at other aspects of what's going on, showing you like people's, literally, they're showing you like celebrities' lifestyle, how they truly live, right? And a lot of us might not agree with what they're doing, right? So these are certain things I'm like, how do you overcome this quarantine issue? Because like I said, quarantine is well-rounded. It's in every aspect of our lives. We don't give it the power. Well, no, let me back up. We give it the power, but we don't know how to use the power for more of empowering yourself or even others. Think about this. They'll shun you. I'm using one of the military terms. They'll shun you because of you talking to coworkers. Even though life is about building teams, when you put it in perspective, life is about building teams, team players that add value to each other, right? Therefore, let's go take number one. We the champions. Hint, hint. That don't work good with the quarantine mindset unless the quarantine is, you flip it on them. You know who comes to mind? Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte come to mind. They quarantined this dude. He gathered his troops. He got stronger than ever and then took back his empire. This is the only incident through history that I know that they let this conqueror live. Now I'm asking some questions. They gonna cut me off. I'm telling you, they gonna cut me off. Y'all think I'm joking. Y'all like this brother. Look, I be reading. And I'm reading stories that nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about what these Napoleon Dynamites, Napoleon Bonaparte and all Genghis Khan and all these brothers' situation was looking like. I was devastated when they killed my brother Gandhi. When I heard that he got, well, not when I heard, when I read that he was assassinated, I said, yeah, it's a, what is it? A wolf among sheeps? The wolf so in disguise, he's acting like a sheep, just got the sheep clothing on him. Quarantine mindset. And I already connected for you, 2011, right? 2001, the towers. It's the same thing as the terrorist attacks. That's all they was throwing at us. Now, what is it? COVID-19, COVID. All these subliminal messages going on in your mind. Go look at that episode. Go back to that. But the quarantine mindset, the coronavirus, COVID-19, them terrorists, the terrorist attacks, all this subliminal messaging going on, all this propaganda going on, and you telling me we out here buying things that we don't even need. Literally, you don't even need. The thing you need is to get your education, your financial education right, get your mindset right, get your body right, because we about to go through some shit that people never even thought we was actually going to live through this shit. That's why it pays to be fit, have your shit together. Look, y'all seen the movies, The Legend and all these other movies they've been coming out with. And it's not a coincidence that they have signature people like Will Smith playing The Legend, right? Think about it. Even Eli, Book of Eli, the same historical mindset based on a book. A brother saving the world, right? Come on, it's all the symbolism is there. But the key thing is all of them was in good tip-top shape too. All those types of movies, go check them out. Them brothers was in tip-top shape. They wasn't out of shape. They was bout it. Because this quarantine mindset, we got to give it up. We got to give it up. We got to give it up materialistic wise. Because we as customers, we are fucked up. I might have to put rated R on this one here. Because we are really effed up. We're gone. We're truly quarantined within the quarantine, if you feel me. And we don't even have to be diagnosed. We don't even have to be diagnosed. We see it. You see how people respond? We respond so quickly. We don't even give it no, hey, let me see what's going on. At least when, there's going to be some effed up. At least when Bill Clinton came out and said he didn't have relations with the lady. At least he had a plan. He had a plan. He thought about it for a minute. He didn't come right away or tweet right away like a lot of these cats is doing today. Are you with me? As my brother would say, are you with me? Shoot, you loaded. That corona. Yeah, they got that coronavirus over here. How we going to be telling our grandkids and great-great-grandkids? Yeah, because this virus that came in 2020, I can hear brothers right now. Yeah, I lived through it. You see me? Your hand all twisted up, all looking crazy. Telling this to your great-grandsons. What happened to you? Well, I got caught up in that coronavirus. I thought I got away from it. But you know what? They started implementing it in our water. They started implementing certain things that was going on. And that's what's happening right now. We're quarantined. We're under their spell, right? Their spiel. It's a problem. It's a problem. We need hazmat in the house. Literally. We need the hazmat in the house. Osho, where you at? Osho. or Ashi, whatever. What was that? Osho. When Osho? Well, that's one of the brothers who be one of the Indian brothers who's had a big following back in the day. Osho. No, I'm talking about the cleaning company. They rules and regulations for cleaning products, and y'all knew what I'm talking about, because the coronavirus quarantine sign is exactly that. You know, and it looked like a guy with a mask on, with a 95 mask, and it looked like a beehive. It could be a bee, like a beehive, you know. And it can look like the fruit, you know. Yeah, literally the fruit, life of fruit, the fruit of life, you know, when it was first starting with the 3 and they became 4. Then it looked like a brother with looked like Mario Brothers, actually Mario himself, with the whole setup. It's interesting when you pay attention, but what I was saying before, look at that and look at when we was dealing with the 9/11 issue. It was the same symbolism going on. That's why you know the same crooks is creating this. And they trying to make an origin story. That brother talking. They trying to create an origin story. And most of these origin stories are phony. Y'all remember how the monkey, somebody caught AIDS from the monkey? I love when evidence is just debunked. Literally just debunks all these thoughts and things we've been dealing with for the last few decades are starting to come. Some truth is starting to come. And that's the whole point. The quarantine is to hopefully get you to awaken in another state of mind. The one brother was telling me that we probably going to skip the 4th dimension. We're going to go right up to the 5th dimension. Those who's ready for the transformation. Those who's ready for the transition. Because the transition is happening now. They're telling us with these super children and all this other stuff coming out. People getting their minds back, getting their money back, getting, you know, getting more controllable with your body, coordination. You know, and as we get older too. So my father's, my mother's generation, they the ones who's, hey, wake up, you're not alone. Yeah, you're not alone. We here for you. 411 Calisthenic Lifestyle Podcast. We definitely want you to subscribe. We want you to send this. If you're really getting value out of these podcasts, send it over to a friend, buddy, girlfriend, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Hey, check this brother out. He got something. He might hit one of them notes on the keyboard within that 8 frame. Or that A frame. You feel me? Awakening, because we got to get out this quarantine mindset. We got to get out this quarantine body. That's why the whole point of fitness and health, you actually add more value. Believe it or not, you add more value. So do you want to live longer? Some people don't want to live longer because they don't love anything. They may love that cheeseburger or that nice apple pie chilling over there. But the thing is, you got to have, it's got to be something that you want to, that keeps you moving. That's the thing about these forums. It keeps me engaged, especially when people are commenting and getting more into it, you know, because I want to know your thoughts. I'm curious. I want to know your thoughts too. What is actually going on? I know I'm going to be able just to touch a few of you. You know what I'm saying? Just a few of you. You know, that's the change. Let's say the change is in a slow process, right? Usually the change is in a slow process because you're developing habits, right? You're developing good habits, I hope. Good habits. Yes, good habits. And getting around better people, better quality of people that actually influence you or make you step your game up. You ever, I know like some women I met, some women just, you're inspired by their beauty or whatever the case may be, but they inspire you to step your game up, right? Think about it. Inspiration, mentorship, people you're like, oh man, I want to get this dude on a video. I want to interview him, reach out and touch someone, as they would say. AT&T. Somebody's hand, make this a better day if you can. Quarantine. A state, a period, a place of isolation. Wow. Like I said, they got us in our homes, and now they was talking about this one particular article, the 1.9 million people. They was saying they was going to enforce them to wear masks in their homes. 1.9 million. Let that sink in for a minute. Therefore, a testing ground, Guantanamo Bay. Y'all remember that place? Come on, we got to start putting the dots together, people. Quarantine, all this stuff is tested prior to going into full effect. Literally, all this stuff is tested prior to going into full effect. Alex Jones was the greatest. He told us I have some old videos. When did I get them videos? Probably 2009. I got these videos of Alex Jones' little series sets, right? And he was all the knowledge up in there was dropping so much, so many jewels. That's what I'm saying about even these forums, coming and getting involved in these forums or these particular podcasts and having resources you can pull from. You feel me? Because all the resources he usually gathered was more, they was reputable resources, And if Joseph Campbell was living, he'd probably be interviewing with him too. Keep it real with you, he might even had an interview with him years ago. But I'm just using that as a metaphor or understanding what Alex Jones was actually providing prior to him going huge when people really didn't, I wouldn't say people didn't really know him, but he had a big presence online. Plus the connection with an older name called Billy Cooper, William Cooper, the Pale Horse. The Pale Horse, that was his claim to fame, especially with the Nation of Islam. I remember that even being the book on the list. I was like, yeah, I got to get that. I got to get that. Behold the Pale Horse. William Cooper, But he was breaking down, talking about Alex Jones, how Alex Jones was on the opposite side, at the time. And maybe he didn't understand what was going on the opposite side. You feel me? Quarantine. Once again, the quarantine mindset. The coronavirus. The coronavirus. And virus, that scare everybody. Virus. Like I said, go check out that movie, The 12th Monkey, with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Classic movie. And I think it was Dr. Monroe. He was the man up in that motherfucker. Dr. Monroe was played by the one brother from Superman, the first one, Bronson or something like that. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He was the man. He was 1984. He was the man. He was the man in the 70s, late 80s, early 80s. But Bronson or something. But my point is, Go check out that movie, The 12th Monkey. And I would advise you, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch They Live. Check that out, because the quarantine is in full effect. And it's been in full effect since day one. And the day one that woke everybody up was the 9/11. Period. Hands down. We knew it was time. You know what? I had just read that book, prior to 1999, I had read The Fall of America by Elijah Muhammad. Go read that. Those of you who's in the... go read that. And listen to what that brother was breaking down back then. You know what I'm saying? We talking 70s when he wrote that. The Fall of America. And he's seen the signs, but the signs has always been there. Because it's crazy how we can call him the most evil man, right? But he's the most genius man. He's the most godly man. He's the most devil. But the crazy thing, how they got us caught up in like it's some machine or something. Kind of like my brothers, if y'all haven't seen this too, I'm throwing out this one. The Last Dragon. Go watch that. And look at the symbolism behind. Even the storyline was so good. Because that brother was looking not within himself. He was looking at other people's success. But he had it all the time. I am the master. The quarantine don't make you a master. That's the belt we're on right now, the white belt. Quarantine belt. They empower you a little bit and then they slap you down. Go on back down there. You ain't worth nothing. You ain't worth nothing. But you know what? You're worth billions. They can't even put dollar bills on you. They keep talking about how these stimulus and all this other stuff is trillions and trillions of dollars. You know how much you're worth? That's how deep it is. Everybody talk about this money, right? Because Home Depot gonna stay open even if the Hurricane Katrina came through this motherfucker. They gonna be open. Yeah, well, I can say this. Yeah, we was up in there. Yeah, we got up in Home Depot and they was open. So I got me a few lawnmowers and this and that. Think about it. But that shows you it's a crazy mindset when the quarantine can displace you. Uh-oh. Because that's basically what's going on, the displacement. They don't even know what to do with you. You're worth so much. They don't even have no idea what to do with you. Keep a few companies open for them. Yeah, we can use McDonald's. Yeah, that's fast food. You guys pretty good. Y'all been in the good, so we're going to keep y'all in the good. Because you guys been doing a great job killing our people. Yeah, I know you're feeding them some meat from other humans and this and that, but we definitely love what you're doing out there. So go on, keep your business going nice and strong. You know how many companies making billions and billions, they haven't seen this type of money in these particular industries. But you know what? When it falls, it's going to fall so hard. Quarantine, the quarantine mindset. Corona, the coronavirus. And they got it so pretty to you on these days now. The coronavirus. That sounds like you singing a love song, don't it? The coronavirus. Now that you have the coronavirus, this is what it can do for you. The vaccine. It will help you enlighten your mind. Take you to do things that you haven't wanted done before. The coronavirus. Welcome. Another shout out. Go watch The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And come to find out, that movie was written by the famous Stephen King. So it's not no coincidences, people. But the quarantine is real in mind, body, soul, and spirit if you let it be. But see, you can overcome that. That's what I'm here to talk to you about. To overcome the quarantine mindset. interesting. To hopefully staple, we don't want no staples in us. How about just build some real muscle? Put on some real muscle mass. That's what I'm talking about. Put on some real muscle mass. Go get your bow and arrow game on. Go play some chess. Do stuff that you never even thought about doing. Challenging your mind. Challenging your heart. Challenging your soul. Even challenging your lover. Or your husband or your wife or whatever. Just challenge them on a good. What can we create? What can we learn right here? How can we become creative? How can we bring something in that's actually we can all be involved in? This is the key thing right now, especially with all these families being together. Now, I know some of the families are not meant to be together. I can agree with that. I have those examples. Trust me. Therefore, why? No, I truly love my family. I really care for my family. But it's some things that you definitely got to override, step your game up, and say bye-bye if you have to. Don't take me wrong. I love my people. But it's some things I just can't get with. And I know it's keeping us backwards. Like my brother used to say, generational curse. We keep creating it because we keep living it. The quarantine mindset. Coronavirus. I'm telling you. You have to overcome. You must. After you listen to this podcast, after you listen to this show, you should be a converted quarantinius. No. That has awakened the mind, the body, the soul, the spirit, and the financial element. All the elements where they are in harmony. Literally, they all in harmony. And maybe it might be a cold melody up in there. But at the same time, you actually experiencing the questioning type mindset of asking why. Why this? Why that? Yeah, don't take me wrong. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to be against you. The wall's going to be great. But you know what? You have the thought that can take that out in seconds. Not even that, in a millisecond. Because you have the power. You have the kingdom, the mind. Everything is there. Literally, everything is there. You just got to take ownership. When that brother said that back in the day, I think it was in, I forgot who it was. I think it might have been Michael Gerber, his book, The Entrepreneur Handbook, or The Entrepreneur Myth or something. I think it was The Entrepreneur Myth or something like that. Brilliant book. But I think he mentioned that. Taking ownership of your own business. And that might have even been my famous brother, Dan Kennedy, had mentioned that. That was one thing. Own your own. Own your own finances. Own your own capital. Mental. Relationship. Financial. It's time, people. It's time. No more quarantine mindset. We got to get the hell up out of there. Hell up out of here. And we can do that if we're putting our mind on other elements of healing, of other elements of taking our circles to the next level. What happened to all the brothers and sisters who was standing on the water, standing by the water and sun glazing, or a harmony, putting a harmony in the air? What happened to that movement? Where's that at? Why they ain't showing you that with all this coronavirus crap they doing to you? No, got you going to only few selective stores where they're making multi-billions of dollars. And then look at you crazy. And we still go back and forth to get stuff. Get stuff. Stuff we don't even use. It's amazing the shit we go through. All you see, you can walk down Hawaii, right? Well, what is it? It's Monday. Yeah, tonight. You can walk down the street all down Hawaii and see just trash, just junk everywhere. And this is all around the country. Literally, all around the country. Coronavirus. Quarantine. We in the quarantine zone. So all the zones in the businesses are quarantined off. Ain't that some shit? Got you living. We're living in a cage and we don't even know it. We living in a fucking cage. It's called the city. And the funny thing is, we even got the suburbs. The suburbs might be the the suburbs of cities too. I remember the guy was watching a video or something, and the dude said, "I go to places, and this is what I've been having a problem with. I go to places expecting something else, but it's all the same dumb shit. Everybody's got the same setup. Downtown, this, that, boom, boom, boom. A suburb, Square Mall, Walmart's the big motherfucking company up in there. Home Depot, right next door to Lowe's. It's all set up. But do we even question it? We're just tripping because because we're like, oh, they doing something with the land. They doing something with the land. This is how they was tripping in Alaska. They took so much land from the people. I know them native brothers was mad. Literally, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why we sit here and just allow them to do these things, and we really make the rules. But like they say, whoever controls the gold makes all the rules. But see, there's no gold down. You feel me? There's no gold. The gold really is you. You just got to take ownership. Soon as you start standing up, that's the cool thing. Soon as we start being the best we can be, and that's always a continuum. Everything's a continuum, right? Learning is always a continuum. You don't stop learning. You keep moving. That's just like me. Okay, I'm done. I'm just going to do regular push-ups. I'm going to do regular pull-ups. And that's what I'm going to be doing, It ain't going to change nothing to your body physically. You may be a little stronger, but when you start adding in variety of different movements while you're doing your push-up, you're going to notice a lot more muscles sticking out, a lot more stability in what you do. Even at the job, when I'm pressured to do certain things, I'm a lot more quicker. I'm aware of my surroundings, right? I'm paying attention to what's going on around me, especially when you're in a retail environment. And then when I'm training too, because we've been training outside, but we have families around, people around, boom, boom, boom. But you still supposed to be conscious. You still supposed to be asking the question, why? How's this affecting people? How is this energy being distributed? Quarantine, the quarantine mindset, overcoming this quarantine mindset, because they got us quarantining everything. You're not working out. You're not taking care of you. You're not putting nothing new in your mind. Unless you just listening to my podcast, you're getting all kinds of jewels that you can use in your life. That's the point I'm talking about. Experiences that I've been having in my life that's actually working for me. Minding my own business. Taking care of what I know. Look, I know Home Depot or being a personal trainer directly is not going to be my forever gig. I have ambition. I have goals that are unattainable, literally. But it keeps me getting up, making things happen, to reinvent myself daily. And strengthen me, but I'm strengthening others too as well. People more tend to, hello, how you doing? Engage. I want to be engaging in every aspect that I do. But like I said, go and share this podcast show with somebody. Share it with somebody you love that can maybe think on some thoughts. Think on it, as the brothers say. Think on it. Think on it, plan on it, action on it, right? You have the power. And you always had the power. You just haven't been carving out that niche. As I would use a marketing term, carving out a niche. I want to thank you guys who's actually staying through the whole duration, almost a full hour of my talk show. I want to give y'all value. I truly want to give people value. I want to give you examples where you're like, wow, that's very inspirational. That's very inspiring. I need to do that. That's the kind of mindset. That was the thing Michael Jordan had effect on me. If all the people around me at the time during my adolescent years, I mean, my two best friends, I'm going to shout you out, brother T and my brother Ru. You feel me? Best friends down. You feel me? And they know for a fact, even with the mindset of how situations was going, it's kind of the discipline. A lot of things was discipline, right? You have to, some cases you have to stay solo to be able to get your point across. Don't take me wrong. I'm the oldest son. So I learned a lot as I'm growing up. So I didn't really have time to kind of play around and really kind of experience things. I was already an adventurer type of brother. I'm grateful for all my upbringing as far as what I had the ability to do and my parents had the ability to do at that time, as far as financially, whatever relationship aspect, you know. But I had a mind where I always questioned everything. That's why they always call me bullheaded too, you know. Bullheaded, that's so funny. And I tend to navigate to, or the girlfriends that I really been more in harmony has been the Aries and the Leos, right? That's been kind of interesting because that's been a lot of my makeup. You don't really pay it no attention till you start thinking on it, you know. And what some of the attributes that these particular females had that you was interested in, you know. But what I'm saying, we have to start thinking outside the quarantine mindset on every aspect. Even what you've been raised up to think with your faith, with your religion. It's like all it's all there. And it's not a coincidence that you happen to come across even my shows. It's not a coincidence. It's time for you to awaken. It's time for that time to you admit, look, okay, I've been doing it all these years and I'm not getting no response. I'm not getting nothing different. What do I have to do? Now I got to make some changes. Literally. Got to step back. Got to talk to you. Got to figure out who you are. Know thyself. They keep saying that. Know thyself. Know thyself. You already know yourself. You just got to turn it on instead of keeping it off. And you know what? The funny thing is, we have it on. It's on, but it's in a different world. It's in a hibernation state. So when you're awakened, it's off. You feel me? The only time you turn it on is when you go to sleep or when you dream state. That's just my philosophy. Something to think about. Because we quarantine in the mindset. They didn't even have to, quarantine. And it's funny. Creatine. Quarantine and creatine. See, quarantine, they want to keep you and expand you anyway. And creatine expands you anyway, right? Those of you who are familiar with creatine, the added supplementation within your muscle growth. Think about it. See, we don't really do this, but that's what my journey with Brother Nas was really good, because he kind of had me more focused on words, etymology, where they come from, the transitions, the transitions, how they create these words, and then we know they use legalese, right? Latin. Something that's not being taught anymore in our schools. Uh-oh. But life is for you. Subscribe. Take action right now. Go hit me up at my YouTube channel. You Are the Gym. Go hit me up on my Facebook channel. You Are the Gym. I want to connect. I want to connect, and I want to connect to a level where we can take it to the next level. What habits are not habits, but what hobbies do you have that we can help each other out on? Literally. Folks, y'all can listen to all my podcasts. I'm basically spilling my guts out on these podcasts, yo. If people really want to know me, if you feel me. But I'm not going to be changing because of how I feel towards a certain forum or whatnot either. Because I think usually, most of the time, your first reaction is usually should be your reaction. Most of the time. But if you this is the whole point of meditating. Taking the time to do deep breathing. Taking the time to do stretches with your body. Look, all this is forgiving. That's the thing. People got to realize meditation is forgiving. Meditation is all that. Deep breathing is meditation. Deep breathing is all connected. It's all related. It's all replenishing. Coming back. Bringing back the ether. Bringing back the soul, the energy that's actually given the positive, higher vibration for better effects, Much love. Y'all have a grateful day, peaceful night, wherever you may be. Shout at me. Give me a call, 206-659-6382. And I got some teas for y'all. Definitely. I got some black ones and I got some white teas. If you want other colors, that'd be a special. But let me know. You Are the Gym. We're here for you. Literally, we're here for you. I'm out.